We want to welcome everyone here to tonight's meeting, City Council meeting here in North Las Vegas. Thank you for coming out. It's a beautiful day, and we expect it to be a beautiful meeting as well. North Las Vegas City Council welcomes you to a City Council meeting. There are 2 public forums set aside for public comments, one at the beginning of the meeting and one at the end. If you wish to speak, please complete one of the blue cards up front here. It's located on the table or the one on the table outside by the main entrance. Please give the card to the city clerk. When I call upon you to speak, I request that you please limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes and that you avoid repetition. Madam City Clerk, are we in compliance with the Nevada Open Meeting Law?
Mayor Pro Tem, yes, we are in compliance.
Thank you. Tonight we have the opportunity to have the invocation given by Pastor Nathan Elder from the North Las Vegas Church of Christ. And following that, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by retired Navy veteran James Vager.
Let us bow. Our most holy and righteous and precious Lord, God of love, we trust in you with all of our heart and lean not to our own understanding. We acknowledge you in all ways and in all of our gatherings, so please direct our paths today. Father, do not let us rely on ourselves for effective results, for we are only human and we often make mistakes. It is you who knows all things, so Father, please give us your divine intuition in the way of this meeting. Enable us to acquire and understand accurate information that we need in order to make informed decisions. Help us to hear the information that is being communicated and help us not to get distracted by the issues in or outside this room. And Father God, help us to avoid thinking of what we want and help us to communicate the things that the people need and that you would see fit to have us to do. Father God, please lift us up during this meeting and please be in our midst. For it is in the name of Jesus that we ask all these things. Let us all say, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor, for the invocation. We appreciate that. Words of wisdom. And thank you, Jimmy, for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, let's move on to council items. Councilman Barone.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just want to announce that the Halloween Senior Spooktacular will be Wednesday, October 27th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Neighborhood Recreation Center. It's totally free. And now that we're on the subject there of other activities there, we're also going to have a Harvest Festival also at the Neighborhood Recreation Center on Saturday, October 30th. I do believe the times are from 10 to 2 p.m. So definitely mark that on your calendar. Drop on by. Let's have lots of fun. And finally, our friends at FAME, the First African Methodist Episcopal Church, Community Church, will be having their trunk or treat. So that'll be on the same day as the 30th. I know my volunteers at Rancho High School, they're planning on a full day at right after we're done here at the Neighborhood Recreation Center. We're going to hot-foot it over to this event at FAME, right down the street and around the corner. So hope to see you all there. Thank you so much.
Councilman Black.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Churchio. Excited to announce 3 items of interest that are coming up. The first one is this Saturday, the 23rd of October from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. is the Harvest Festival at the Silver Mesa Rec Center. So please come out for family fun. There'll be food, carnival games, arts and crafts, bounce house, live music, and a costume contest. Also on November 13th, if you're interested in cycling and bicycle racing, there will be a really unique bike race at the Craig Ranch Park. It's the Battleborn Series Cyclocross bike race. It'll be starting at 8 a.m. on November 13th and go throughout the day with different brackets and levels of competition. And lastly, as North Las Vegas City Council's representative on the Southern Nevada Water Authority, I'd like to just remind you all that right now we're in the fall watering season, which is 3 days a week. Tremendous amount of water and money can be saved simply by adjusting your clock accordingly, but only adjust it for the next few weeks because starting on November 1st, we switch to the winter schedule, which is just 1 day a week, and that goes until February 28th. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. And Councilwoman Goins-Brown.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just a few things today. I'd just like to mention that I attended the Nevada Recovers finale event at the West Las Vegas Library on yesterday and just was able to hear all the great work that was done across all the jurisdictions in the state of Nevada with the ARPA funds, and lots of over 2,500 projects were submitted, and so now the task is to narrow down those projects and see which ones will be funded. Also on November 9th from 1 to 4 at the Martin Luther King Jr. Senior Center, I'll be hosting an Armed Forces Chamber Health Fair. It's open to civilians and veterans alike, so just come please. It's just a resource fair and lots of great information for you. Also, another resource and health fair that I'm going to host will be on Saturday, November 13th, right here at our own Liberty Park in front of City Hall from 11 to 3, and it's a family-filled event. We will be giving away all the goodies for your Thanksgiving table, plus cooked meals and cold meals, and pink box donuts will be there, porter subs will be there. So you're hungry, please come and join me for that. And then something really exciting, two exciting things. This Friday I get the pleasure of swearing in the student council officers for Hayden Elementary School, so I'm super excited about that. And then I want to share some exciting news. Baby's Bounty, which they launched their program in May of last year, and so far to date they've serviced over 16,000 families, 2.7 million wipes, and about 875,000 diapers were given away. So they are planning their 1 millionth milestone event to be celebrated here in North Las Vegas on December 10th from 9 to noon, and that's also going to be at the Martin Luther King Jr. Senior Center. And just throughout the struggles with the demand of supply, it's truly just amazing for them to reach that milestone. And I'd just like to thank the community for all your help and generosity through donations and then just being there. So this is going to be the biggest diaper bank event to date. So if you have diapers in sizes 4, 5, 6 or wipes that you just don't need, or you know someone that doesn't need them, Baby's Bounty would be glad to take them. You can drop them off right here at City Hall, and I'll make sure that they get to them. Because this year, for this event, next month, we're expecting between 600 and 700 families. And trust me, there's still a need out there. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I have a couple items myself over here. This past Saturday, we had our annual military, veteran, and first responder event at Craig Ranch Regional Park. And I can honestly tell you, I think was one of the best ones we had. Of course, weather-wise, because we moved it from September, one of like 106, to the kind of temperatures we have outside today. So it went very well for our volunteers and for the performers and all of the people that joined us out there. We did have a car show that complemented what we do over there. We had one of our marshals make a drone video of the event that I'll put in my e-newsletter and share it with staff. It really took in the heart of what we did over there, and it was amazing. You know, I don't often look at drone, capturing videos, but he put it on YouTube and he shared it with me, so I'll go ahead and share it with everybody else. But I appreciate everyone who came out. The other thing I want to mention is that we did have our bingo with our seniors last Tuesday, which was October 12th at Skyview, our YMCA. And I want to thank Nancy Chavez and Rizel for their help in putting that together. We had, I would say, about 53 or 55 seniors there, and they just love it. We supplied the paper and the daubers, and they supplied the fun. So we're looking to do that again. I don't know if we'll do it. We'll wait 12 months because I enjoy bingo myself. I enjoy calling. So that was a great event. And last, not last, but we have one more item coming up after this. We're going to have on November 6th from 9 to 11 at Aliante Nature Park. We're going to have our annual Pause, P-A-W-S, in the park. And we've invited several sponsors to be over there. And it's going to be a contest of all of you who have pets that you'd like to bring them out and dress them up. We have prizes, and we're going to have, actually, this is going to be the first time we'll have our animal protection services out there. That was, at one time, our animal control. So they're going to bring out their first vehicle on display, and they'll have some goodies for the people that show up as well. And I believe we're going to have like a food truck out there as well. So please mark it on your calendar or try to remember. If you have a little doggy that you like to show off, bring him there or bring her there. And if you don't have one, you can get one down at the Animal Foundation. Lastly, this coming Saturday, October 23rd, between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in our parking lot here at City Hall, we're going to have a bone marrow drive for a firefighter from New York who has family over here, who is at Ground Zero, 9/11, and contracted lung disease from inhaling all of that dust and those chemicals over there. So anybody who would like to come and donate, you have to be between the ages of 18 and 40. You can't be over 40 years old. If you would like to take a chance and donate, and I say take a chance and donate bone marrow because they'll just do a quick swab of the inside of your cheek and then find out if you're a candidate to help this firefighter. So if you would like to join that group of people out there, before they came we had them at our event on Saturday. They were able to, I think, register 3 people at that time. By the time our event ended at Craig Ranch, the military event, they had signed up 27 more. So we're all hoping that out of all of those people, there is a match for this firefighter, Brian, because he definitely needs it. So that's the end of my report as far as council items go. So we'll move on to the agenda. Excuse me?
It's the public forum.
Oh, public forum. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll first move on to the public forum. This time is set aside to comment on posted agenda items. This public forum excludes discussion of public hearing items, which will be heard later and separately. So if you want to speak on any items listed on the consent agenda, business, or ordinances introduction only, now is the time. Madam City Clerk, do we have any blue cards for posted item agendas?
No, sir, we do not.
Thank you. Okay. We'll close the public forum. Now we'll go to City Manager.
Nice. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem and Council, staff recommends approval of the City Council regular meeting agenda of October 20th, 2021 as published.
Okay. Thank you. So with that, I'll call for a motion to approve the agenda as posted.
Motion to approve.
Okay, great. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Mayor Pro Tem and Council, staff recommends that item 14 be withdrawn and that the remainder of the consent agenda be approved as published.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. So on the consent agenda, do I have a motion to approve as amended?
Move for approval of the consent agenda as amended.
Thank you, Councilman. On public hearing dates, Madam City Clerk, I'd like to direct you to set the hearing dates as necessary.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, so noted.
Moving on to public hearings.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council. Item 19, approve AMP 11, 2021, Centennial Land for applicant Richmond American Homes to request an amendment to the comprehensive master plan to change the land use designation from neighborhood commercial to single-family low, located generally at the southeast corner of Lamb Boulevard and Centennial Parkway.
Okay, thank you. I see we have a spokesperson.
Good
Ms.
evening.
Lazarevich?
Oh, actually, Alan, I know that
Alan.
oftentimes we are confused.
Yeah, you look
which
very
is-
much like her,
I take it as a compliment, so thank you.
and it was meant.
Stephanie Allen, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here on behalf of the applicant. Thank you very much to staff for their recommendation of approval. This project is located at the corner of Lamb and Centennial. You can see maybe on the overhead, I'm not sure, that half of this parcel along Lamb will remain commercial. There we go. So this half of the parcel will remain commercial for future commercial, which I know is very important to the city. The portion that's before you today is this long, skinny yellow portion that is under contract with Richmond American for single-story, single-family homes. This is the site plan that's before you. So Centennial is to the north, and to the south. South is Azure. We have 40 lots that we're proposing that are nice, large lots, 6,500 up to almost 9,500 square foot in size. Richmond American is proposing all single-story homes, and these are some of the samples of the homes. Some of the homes will offer RV garages, which is a very nice new option in their product type, and I think will be a very popular option in North Las Vegas for folks that have RVs. So we're proud to offer that. What's before you today is the amendment to the master plan and the zone change. The tentative map was already heard actually at Planning Commission. And as I mentioned, we very much appreciate staff's support of this application. We're unaware of any opposition. In fact, the neighbors to the east were excited to hear what we were proposing. And so we'd very much appreciate your approval today. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, we'll, now that we've concluded that, I'll open the public hearings and ask the city clerk if we have any blue cards or callers.
No, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, we do not.
Okay, well, I'll close the public hearing and call for a motion to approve this item. This is Ward 1.
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, thank you very much. Actually, I think what finally sold me on this one is that RV parking. Not that I own an RV, but that's been something that comes up time and time again in various neighborhoods. People buy recreational vehicles and then wind up being in trouble with their neighbors because they try to store them where they're not supposed to. And, of course, I think this will go a long way to alleviate that. Plus, with the recommendation of staff and with the comments, I think, of the neighbors, I think this will be a very well received project. And with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I totally agree with the concept of having a space for the RVs. Okay,
Thank you very much.
item approved.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Steph.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council. Item 20, approve ZN 16, 2021, and pass and adopt ordinance number 3091, an ordinance related to zoning reclassifying approximately 8.4 acres, plus or minus acres, from a C2 general commercial district to an R1 single-family low-density district. ZN 16, 2021, Centennial land for property generally located at the southeast corner of Centennial Parkway and Lamb Boulevard, and providing for other matters property related thereto.
Okay, you're on again.
I am, Mr. Chairman. Members of the council, Stephanie Allen, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here on behalf of the applicant, Richmond American Homes. I'll just carry over my presentation from the last item, if that's okay. This is the accompanying zone change, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, great. Do we have anybody would like to speak on the open hearing? Anybody on the phone?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, there's no one on the phone, and we have no blue cards.
Okay, so we'll close the public hearing, and this is Ward 1, as usual.
Well, if it's happening in Ward 1. So,
No.
I'm
That's
sorry,
why I
it's
said
happening in North Las Vegas, it's happening in Ward 1. I'm glad that, of course, my colleagues on the other side, so she can't reach me under the table and kick me. So, without that, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Yeah, motion approved.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members, item 21, approve AMP 13-2021 Centennial North Fifth Apartments for applicant Quarry 3 LLC to request an amendment to the comprehensive master plan to change the land use designation from mixed-use neighborhood to multifamily residential located at the northeast corner of North Fifth Street and Centennial Parkway.
Thank you. So we have a presentation tonight. How are you?
I'm well. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. Joe Dagger, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here on behalf of the applicant. And I know I'm supposed to fill out a card. Okay, great. So our site here is on the northeast corner of North 5th and Centennial. It's currently zoned PUD and master planned for commercial mixed use. Just a little bit of history. This site has previously been approved for a mixed use component for 400 units along with some commercial aspect. So we're coming in with 422 units, just 22 units above what's been previously approved, and plenty of open space with I'll show you the site plan here. Plenty of open space with a clubhouse and amenities for our residents. Now, the zoning here to the north of our site is pretty much all commercials. You've got your major anchors such as the Target there, the Home Depot, the Kohl's. South of our site, you've got also the Walgreens here, and there to the west of us, there's some undeveloped planned commercial. So these commercial establishments need rooftops, and that's what we're coming in with. I'm grateful for your staff's recommendation of approval, for your staff working with us, for your planning commission's recommendation of approval, and I'm here to happy to answer any questions you may have, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Open up the public hearing. Do we have anybody who would like to speak on this item? Madam City Clerk, do we have anybody on the phone? Any cards?
No, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
No? Okay, great. We'll close the public hearing. Okay, one thing, I met Joe at the neighborhood meeting, and I appreciate his efforts in speaking to the residents out there. I think they were pretty much satisfied as to some of their concerns were answered by you, and I appreciate you doing that for them. Of course, this is Ward 4, but I don't think it's appropriate that I do the voting on it, so I have one of my colleagues go ahead and do it, but I'm okay with it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mayor Pro Tem, if you don't mind me making a suggestion,
Absolutely.
though. Thank you very much. It seems like it's a very high quality project. I think I know Councilman Black. I think he stated that whenever he goes over to that the Home Depot, that I think he can go bowling like in those aisles, right, and not hit anything, right. Now that might be, of course, a commentary on his very bad bowling skills. But I might also think it's because part of it, many of these commercial anchors are suffering. And, the one thing that we hear over and over again, rooftops. Rooftops equals more people. More people is, quite frankly, coming into the stores is more prosperity. The only thing that I have just slight concern is I know a couple of schools in the area are a little bit like overcrowded already. And it might be a fantastic opportunity for a charter school, especially like a high school charter school, to maybe come in the area to alleviate. And, maybe that's something that in the future that perhaps, we can try to attract another school into the area, unless, of course, another school district wants to invest and make another school or make a serious addition onto Legacy High School. But I think it would be an excellent opportunity for a smaller charter school to come into the area and maybe take a little bit of slack. But other than with that, unless someone else wants to make the motion, well, maybe. But there's overcrowding now, and I think what we found out is you just can't build enough schools. Rancho High School's overcrowded, and a lot of other schools are overcrowded too. I just don't think we can get enough.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, our office represents a lot of charter schools, and there's you're going to see some charter schools coming into town from California and from out of state, and kind of taking the burden off of the Clark County School District.
Fantastic. Would anyone else like to comment or maybe make the motion?
And if I may, and with our Learn NLV initiative, these are some of the ideas that we are working on currently to expand so that we still have high quality seats for our kiddos in North Las Vegas.
Who's going to make the motion?
I guess with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay. Thank you. Who didn't make it?
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
we are missing one vote.
I promise I saw him hit it several times.
Yeah. If I hit any more, I'm going to knock the thing over. Yeah, okay, there it went.
Thank you, sir.
It's on New York
Thank you
time.
very
That's
much.
why.
Mayor
Thank
Pro
you
Tem,
for those comments, Councilman, though. Good point.
Item
Okay,
22.
Move on.
Item 22, approve ZN 19-2021 and pass and adopt ordinance number 3092, an ordinance related to zoning, reclassifying approximately 16.89 plus or minus acres from a PUD, Planned Unit Development District, to an R3 multifamily residential district, ZN 19-2021 Centennial North 5th Apartments, for property generally located at the northeast corner of Centennial Parkway and North 5th Street, and providing for other matters property related thereto.
Thank you. I'll open up the public hearing. Do we have anybody that filled out a blue card? Or anybody online?
No, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll close the public hearing.
Good evening again, or good afternoon, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. Joe Dagger, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here for the applicant. This is the corresponding zone change that follows our application, so I'll incorporate everything I said in the earlier agenda item to this agenda item, and happy to answer any questions you may have. Grateful for your staff, grateful for your planning commission, so thank you.
Council, any questions? I just want to make one comment, though. Of course, I won't be voting on it, but I know exactly where it is. I live about 2 blocks away from that area, and I was very, very pleased to see that street lights are going in on the corner of North 5th and Centennial. A lot of construction, a lot of orange cones, but that's a good thing. So I know Dale and I have been in contact with one another because I've been getting a lot of emails because it is kind of a dark area over there. Do you have any idea when those lights will be activated?
The traffic, I believe you're talking about the traffic signal.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
It should be done within 6 months.
Oh, okay. Let's step in the right direction. Okay, if we don't have any other questions from council, one of my colleagues like to make a motion on this?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you. All right, then we got it that time.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
You too.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members, item 23, approve AMP 14-2021 Donna Street Apartments for applicant Mack Knight to request an amendment to the comprehensive master plan to change the land use designation from mixed use commercial to multifamily residential located at the northwest corner of Donna Street and Rome Boulevard.
Thank you. Hello, Mac.
Mayor Pro Tem, I also couldn't be correct this. I apologize. Mack McKnight, 5606 Southeast. I think it is. No? The light? Can you? Oh,
Okay, it's on.
sorry. All right, Mack McKnight, 5606 Southeastern, representing the Donna Street Apartments. What we're striving to do is go ahead and merge the we currently already have the multifamily parcel, and the ownership owns this other corner right here. So we're trying to merge these two so we can build the Donna Street apartments. And right now we're requesting that land use change so we can do that. Staff's recommended approval and the Planning Commission's recommended approval. And now we're coming to the Mayor Pro Tem and the council here to get their approval too. Is there any questions?
Do you have a visual
Thank
for
you,
that,
Matt.
right?
Pardon?
Did you have a visual for that so we can see?
These are the apartments. These are just the different types that we're talking about.
Yeah,
Can you s-
you have the overhead? Okay. Like a nice design.
Yeah.
Is that the second design that you proposed?
Yes, it is. We went with a little bit wider. The other one, the first design had those like
Right.
pencil, and these are a little bit wider right here. And so that it's going to be very, well, smart apartments. And so your IQ goes up 2 points if you, never mind, bad joke. But it's going to be, I think it's actually going to be well received. And so, but any other,
I think it'll complement the area very well. Any other questions, Council?
Just listened to NPR today, and I guess the entire valley is like something like 20,000 units shy of what we need, when it comes to apartments, and not too many apartments have been built. Again, these multifamily units, that are coming in the previous item and this one, they're going to fill up really fast. So I think we need to get those shovels flying.
Agreed.
thank you.
Okay. Ladies, gentlemen, who would like to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion? Thank you.
very much.
Have a nice evening, Mac.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members, item 24, approve ZN 2021 and pass and adopt ordinance number 3093, an ordinance related to zoning, reclassifying approximately 2.10 plus or minus acres from an R2 single-family medium density district to an R3 multifamily residential district. ZN 2021 Donna Street apartments for property located at the northwest corner of Donna Street and Rome Boulevard, and providing for other matters property related thereto.
Thank you, Mark. And I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Do we have anybody with a blue card or a phone call?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, we do not.
No? Okay. I'll close the public hearing. Okay. Council, any questions on this item over here? I know it's Ward 4 again. I'm trying to catch up to you, Councilmember Owen.
Oh, no. And again, I think considering the dearth of, I don't think we can build these units fast enough. If I could go out there and help them tomorrow to get the break ground, I know I'd do it. The valley just is in the supply and demand thing with the rents going up to the roof. We need a few more of these things. So hopefully your principals will decide to go ahead and build a few more projects here in friendly North Las Vegas.
Yes.
And with that, let's make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Motion approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members, item 25, approve VAC 04 2021 Centennial Pecos for applicant Richmond American Homes of Nevada, Inc., to vacate a 10-foot wide existing public drainage easement at the southwest corner of Centennial Parkway and Pecos Road in conjunction with development of the property.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman, council people. Stephanie Allen, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive, here on behalf of the applicant Richmond American Homes. This is a vacation of a drainage easement just to relocate the drainage easement. We very much appreciate staff's recommendation of approval, and we'd ask for yours tonight.
Okay. Thank you. I'll open up the public hearing on this. Do we have any blue cards? Anybody on the line?
No, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem,
No?
we do not.
Okay. Thank you very much. Go ahead and close the public hearing. Council, do we have any questions on this particular item?
Move to approve.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, item 26, approve VAC 13-2021 North Distribution Center 4 at El Campo Grande and Nico for applicant LIT Industrial Limited Partnership to vacate a portion of the existing public drainage easement at the southwest corner of East El Campo Grande and Nico Way in conjunction with development of the property.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, do we have anybody, any blue cards for this particular item or anybody on the line, Madam City Clerk?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, we do not.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we'll go ahead and close public comment and call for a motion. So council members have any questions? We'll take it now before we go ahead and move forward on making a motion.
To make a motion to approve.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve. Thank you. Motion approved. Item approved. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to business. Assistant City Manager Alfredo Milicio.
Item number 27, discuss and presentation by Frederick P. Kessler, Reserve Judge, on a proposed redistricting plan for the ward boundaries within the city.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem and members of the council, thank you for having me here today. Last Thursday on the agenda, we posted the proposed redistricting for the city of North Las Vegas and the 4 wards. And I'd like to introduce to you our old friend, Judge Kessler, to talk about the plan moving forward. Judge?
Thank you. I am redistricting happens after the young
Judge,
annual.
excuse me, can you just state your name for the record?
Frederick P. Kessler, and I was a judge in Milwaukee County in the state of Wisconsin.
Thank you.
And redistricting happens after the census, and North Las Vegas has grown from the past years, and I was honored that the city asked me to adjust the council districts. This time is the 4th time that I have been the redistricting expert. And Barone and Goins are basically the portions that the councilman that I have made it meet with, and the principles that I regard is first equal protection, equal population. But the second one is more important. I have to comply with and you have to comply with the Federal Voting Rights Act. It's now under attack in southern states, and basically there are efforts to suppress minorities in the other states. I comply with I recommend the compliance with the Ward 1. It has a substantial Hispanic population, and it is a majority Hispanic. In Ward 2, there has been a plurality of African Americans, and that is, I am pleased that I designed the plurality. Ward 3 has a white majority, and Ward 4 has a mix of all races. And I'm thinking that they will be a Asian or a person with the term limits and the open up the term limits and the council men decide to retire. The other thing is continuity and compactness. And I think that the skill of the traditional aldermen or councilmen are important, and that's basically the changes be term limits, but basically that they will basically continue. Minorities have a place on the table, and they are basically secured. When the decisions are made, I am proud of the city of North Las Vegas. You are an all-American city, and I thank you. I have to answer questions.
Thank you, Judge, for your comments and for the hard work you put into this redistricting. Assistant City Manager.
So moving forward, what we're going to be doing is, obviously, as I said, the item was posted last Thursday. Anyone can come and make comment during public forum today. We will also, the introduction item will be at the next November 3rd meeting, and then for final approval on the 11/17 meeting of the City Council. Also, anyone with comments can email the City Clerk about this item. In this, the way we've set up the participation, public participation, is there's more than 30 days of opportunities for the public to provide us public comment. And so I do want to thank Dan Herman from our illustrious GIS committee for all of his hard work in making sure the numbers are right. He's been a really good help to all of us. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dan. And that really concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfredo. Well, we do have two cards, but go ahead, Councilwoman.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this is my second time going through this process, and I just want to say thank you for all of your hard work. I don't know how you plug all these numbers in that you do to come out, but thanks for just ensuring that we have fair and equal representation throughout the city. And this just demonstrates the massive growth that we are having here in the city of North Las Vegas, which is pretty phenomenal. So thank you so much, both of you, all three of you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Barone.
Yeah, actually, I'm not the math guy. I leave math to the smart people like Judge Kessler there. One thing I'll point out, though, each ward is within about 100, maybe 150 people of being equal with everybody else. That in itself was quite a feat, but it was done in a really equitable way, I think. We like to say that, of course, ours is a minority-majority city. We are. And there's probably not another city that, as the judge pointed out, reflects our society as much as this, our little city does here. We have some challenges, and we've been working towards them. We've been working challenges everywhere, like with our courts. We run our community correctional center. The way we recruit our cops. The way we run business here. But I think in a microcosm, I think we're headed in the right direction. after having survived, economic hardships that you were a part of, and of course, Pamela was a part of. I think we're heading in the right direction, and I think I think our residents should be proud of how people have come together to work with us, to lead us forward. And with that, I'd like to thank Judge Kessler on this, and I hope the public also feels the same way that we do on this. Again, thank you so much.
And I agree. We are a melting pot community, and that's what attracted myself and my wife over here back in 2000, and it's continued to grow since then, which really makes at least me and my wife and family very happy. So we're proud to be part of North Las Vegas, even though I'm one of the few people that didn't go to Rancho High here. So please don't hold that against me. Okay, we do have 2 blue cards that people would like to speak on this item. The first one is Reverend Leonard Jackson. And we do have another person, if that person would like to come down as well and be ready.
Yes, and good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem and fellow City Council members. It is indeed my pleasure to stand before you today. For the record, my name is Reverend Leonard B. Jackson, and I am the Executive Director for the Faith Organizing Alliance. The Faith Organizing Alliance is a partnership of several faith-based organizations here in the greater Las Vegas area with the mission of helping to increase voter participation and civic engagement within our own counties. Our organization has been following the redistricting plan throughout the Los Angeles Valley, and we understand that the census data was released late because of the pandemic. However, it is not too late to hold redistricting meetings in the community. Our members are very interested in the redistricting process because how lines are drawn determine who can be in public office, and who lives in a district determines how quickly and effectively our elected officials respond to the community's needs. Unfortunately, many community members are unable to attend these city council meetings, and that is why we encourage the mayor and the city council to hold meetings in the community like you already have designated. Only then can this body understand our unique priorities. And, Your Honor, thank you for bringing the data here to us, so we can realize it's not only here in this city where the difference is made, but the difference needs to be made fairly throughout the nation. But here, the difference lies here in your hand. So I'm thanking you in advance for making the right decisions and moving this city forward where you belong. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend. We also have a card from, okay. Thank you for coming down. You're going to make this easy on me, right? You can state your name for the record.
Yes, one moment, please. Good afternoon. For the record, my name is Noe Orozco, N-O-E. I am the Census and Redistricting Coordinator with Silver State Voices, and our organization has been following the redistricting process throughout the entire state. And here in the Las Vegas Valley, only the city of North Las Vegas and Henderson does not currently have plans to have community hearings with regards to redistricting, apart from what is already currently designated in the city council item agendas. The census data provides important information that is needed for redrawing the districts. One of the things that the data does not show, however, is how much the communities have changed over time. That's why Silver State Voices encourages the mayor and the city council to hold community meetings in the community. Because only that way would you be able to learn about communities of shared interests. These are the shared interests in terms of what the priorities are, what the needs are within the communities. And in terms of just having the meetings here without listening to the community, it could potentially inadvertently be separating these communities of shared interests. Because as I had mentioned, the data is showing where the demographic shifts have occurred, but it's not providing that information in terms of, this neighborhood goes to this, the children from this neighborhood go to this school, but somehow when the boundaries are drawn up, it inadvertently ends up dividing the school from the community, the same thing with community centers and so on and so forth. And so we are pleased to hear that there's going to be at least 2 additional hearings where the community is going to be able to provide testimony and comments, as well as the portal online. However, a lot of the community members rely on these public services, such as a library or a community service, to access internet, and therefore it could inhibit their ability to be able to participate in this once-in-a-decade process. So again, I would just encourage you all to have I'm drawing a blank on it. Basically, community meetings in the community so that you can hear from the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, there's no reason for a vote on this because this was a presentation. So we appreciate your opinions, and we'll move on.
Item number 28, pass and adopt resolution number 2679 to amend provisions of membership and terms of the Veterans Community Commission.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Churchio and Council. Rebecca Gibson, Chief of Staff for the record. It is an honor to stand before you today and introduce resolution number 2679 to amend provisions and membership and terms of the Veterans Community Commission. This resolution strengthens the bylaws of the committee and a number of commission members to promote active participation and provides for 5 areas of expertise relative to specific resource areas such as wellness, education, employment outcomes, relocation housing, as well as resources and benefits. This resolution outlines outcomes that the Commission is charged with and includes reporting before this Council at regularly scheduled Council meetings to present progress on established goals and outcomes. We are proud of the veterans and their families that call North Las Vegas home and look forward to the good work that this committee will undertake in identifying and advocating for resources, services, benefits, and opportunities for those who have served our country. I want to thank Council for their vision and leadership, as well as staff in our legal and clerk's office, Chris Kraft and Jackie Rogers specifically. And I also want to acknowledge and thank our local veterans we have in the audience today. And they engaged the city during this process. And so I see in the audience today Mikey Kelly, Marie Holcomb, and Jim Vega. Thank you so very much for your participation during this process. And with that, I turn it over to Council for your consideration.
Sorry. Thank you, Rebecca, for your presentation. And you were right on the money. It's a very important item. Council, any would like to speak to this item? I do have 3 cards over here.
Well, just real quick. I think North Las Vegas has always figured very prominently, I think, when it comes to veterans issues with our proximity to Nellis Air Force Base. I think we have more than our share of the public that actually has served, including several members of my own family. So I'm not surprised that for this council, having this advisory board is a priority. With that, I was kind of dismayed that in the past, although we had the council, oftentimes when they were supposed to be coming, we couldn't get a quorum for them to take action on anything. Kind of, maybe their bodies were willing, but they weren't here. And in the end, we couldn't make that happen. So the idea, of course, is to have more participation, perhaps a slightly smaller board that's well appointed with people who we know they're going to be active would be a better voice for our veteran community. And I have a feeling that going forward, the people that we appoint, I think, will be very good advocates for the veteran community and its very special issues. Everything that affects, the way we do our policing, to the way, of course, we might unfortunately have people who interact with the community correction center, to even maybe getting bills paid here, the water bills, and the way we run our city. I think it's very necessary to have that veterans, their interests being protected, I think, by people who can advocate on their behalf. So I know I, for one, am looking forward to trying new ideas to increase the veterans' voice here in the running of our government and everything that's associated with it. Everything from, again, veterans being able to come down to our new small business center and open up a business, become entrepreneurs, to again maybe catching a break if they need one, calling in to our water office. I think that the idea of having this board, I think, is very appropriate for our city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. And I totally agree. I had the opportunity to serve on the commission at the very, very beginning. Matter of fact, I served with Councilwoman Gordon Brown's dad. So that was the inception of it. So changes needed to be made, and clearly with the help of staff and with Ms. Gibson here and the input from our veterans, we're definitely in the right direction. So we appreciate all that. So I do have 3 cards over here from 3 of our veterans. Let's start with Steve Sanson. I wanted to take the most handsome one first.
I appreciate that, Mayor Pro Tem. Steve Sanson, President, Veterans and Politics International. It has been a while since I've been before this council, and I'm honored to be here. I want to speak briefly on item number 28, and Councilman Barone made some ideas about kind of open it up a little bit. I don't know if item 28 is just for veterans living in North Las Vegas, but maybe if you open it up to Las Vegas, you probably get a little bit more veterans to join the one here in North Las Vegas. And Veterans in Politics International, we have several chapters throughout the state and one in Canada. And we help write the Veterans Court bill, and we help write the Veterans on Driver's License bill. So we're in tune. If you like to have one of our members or a couple of our members be part of the North Las Vegas Veterans Community Commission that does not live in Las Vegas, we're welcome to do that as well. And another thing, I went on your website, and you have all these different veterans organization and non-veteran organization as part of the Veterans Community Commission. And I like to offer, we have another umbrella to Veterans in Politics International. It's Veterans in Politics Foundation, that we help litigants in family court and judicial proceedings. So if you want to add Veterans in Politics Foundation on there, we could offer that service as well. Okay? You guys are so quiet.
Thank you for your comments, Steve.
Thank you.
Let me see now. The next handsome person we'll bring down is Mikey Kelly. Good to see you, Mikey.
Good evening. Mikey Kelly, 6120 Casa Antigua, North Las Vegas. First of all, I want to thank the council for considering this motion. This is really important, bringing this commission back. And I also especially want to thank the city manager and the city manager staff. Let me tell you, you guys do great work, and we wouldn't have a commission if it weren't for the work that you do. I want to echo something that the judge was talking about. North Las Vegas it's Americana. It's as America as you can possibly get. It's a great city. We're a vibrant city. We're a growing city. We're in a city where veterans are welcome and veterans live and go to school and do whatever we need to do, and we have a great time in this place. So bringing this commission back is especially important because we really need to get more veterans engaged. We're out here. We want to get engaged. We want to see North Las Vegas grow even more, at 100,000 people in 10 years, hopefully. We want to bring veterans to North Las Vegas. We want them to call this their home. There are so many opportunities, and hearing all of the building that's going on is fantastic to hear. So I got to tell you, it's really exciting. This is an exciting time for the city. And it's funny you talked about business. There's a couple of veterans last night I saw around town. They were wanting to open businesses, and they didn't know about the business center. So you might be getting some phone calls. But thank you for what you do for veterans, and thank you for all the support that you've given us thus far. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Mike. We have Mr. Vega would like to speak.
Good evening,
Yeah.
for all of you. Look, I want to echo what Mikey had just said.
Would you state your name and address for the record,
Yes.
please?
Jimmy Vega, 1368 Journey Way, North Las Vegas. Anyway, so my whole point about this is, this is the city that has the most veterans per capita in the entire state. We are a beautiful VA hospital. And yes, we have Nellis Air Force Base, but that's active duty. But this is a good thing to have. There's a lot of veterans that are always approaching us saying, hey, we want many things to happen to occur. And the fact that you're bringing this back together, this Veterans Council, is important. I think it's a very good thing for the city. So I'm just up here to say thank you, appreciate your time and effort in this, and hopefully this becomes a long-lasting effort here. Thank you.
So do we. Thank you, Jim. We also have a Merle Holcomb would like to speak on item 28. Is that Marie or Merle? I'm sorry, Marie? Okay, thank you. You didn't look like Merle once you got up.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Temp and the rest of the council. My name is Marie Holcomb. I live at 5320 Sweet William Street, North Las Vegas. As my mask can see, you can tell I work for Nevada Department of Veteran Services as a veteran service officer. Living in North Las Vegas, as the gentleman said, it is definitely a great city to be in. I did want to throw in one thing. Went to a conference for the first time with directors and deputy directors for the state. They came, there was all 50 states, but 44 came. And looking at their presentation showed what were their best concepts to bring veterans into those states. And seeing that, again, North Las Vegas, working for veterans, filing claims for veterans, looking at what they had to offer to bring veterans into the state and seeing the best practices for that particular state, that is something that definitely North Las Vegas can offer as a whole. I mean, yes, we have Nellis, yes, we have the hospital, but what is something that we can give to our veterans to bring them here and give us North Las Vegas's best practices? So having this commission would definitely help in that venue to say, hey, we're here, this is what we have to offer, this is what we can give you, and this is what we can help in. Because, again, their best practices were, hey, this is what we have for mental health. This is what we have for whatever is going on, for homelessness, for this, for that. This is what this is about. This is what your commission should be. And so, again, thank you for hearing me. Thank you for having it, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Marie. We also have another card on item 28, Stan Washington.
Hello, Your Honor. Similar to Mr. Sampson, it's been a while before I came before this council.
Could you state your name and address, please?
Stanley Washington, 3407 North Civic Center Drive,
Thank
Unit C. I'm missing my mayor.
Oh. You missing your what?
Mayor John Lee.
John Lee?
He is still the mayor, right?
Yeah, the mayor's not here tonight.
Okay, I came
So
here.
we're winging it.
I came here to address him, but since he's not here, obviously, you know you're my man as well in terms of
Yeah.
that, so no disgrace. But I did come to go ahead and address him to go ahead and express my support for his candidacy and the fundraising activities I'm going to be doing for him as I'm doing for the mayor, the new mayor, well, I believe the mayor of Los Angeles, Congressman Karen Bass, who
Okay.
I'm going to be bringing to Las Vegas to hold a fundraiser for in connection with the activities centered around that. Her number one thing is homelessness across the board, especially when it comes to veterans. Now, I do remember the Veterans Commission there. Have not touched base with it in a while. Obviously, Steve Sampson and Mike Kelly remember the work that they're involved in. As I get back into this thing here, the Veterans Initiatives will be the number one initiatives. I was here when U.S. Vets did the groundbreaking, and my good friend, the Bidwell Company out of California, came and presented U.S. Vets with Harry Reid there that day, what have you. I don't know how many people were there, what have you. But I've been a veterans advocate for a very, very, very long time. Anybody in this town knows that. So as we get into the issues that Steve Sampson was talking about and what others are talking about, they are on point moving forward here. So I want to go ahead now, and what I'm basically doing now, I did not make it over to Mayor Goodman's meeting this morning there. I will follow back up on that. My phone crashed, and I had to get back on it. But I am bringing General Bray, who you know, back to town. I am going to be looking for a support to go ahead for his airfare and his housing, to bring him back as he comes for Veterans Day to go ahead and participate in something that was already planned on the board that we were bringing him out for, and that was to recognize Sammy Davis Jr., Joe Lewis, and Harry Belafonte on Veterans Day proper for what they represent. Then we had the recent passing of the most greatest general I've ever known, General Colin Powell. And now the activities are going to be centered around him as we basically bring him out to go ahead and give him his due honoring in terms of what he is all about. And no question, he's going to be honored all over the nation. So Las Vegas is going to do his part, and what you know, I'm leading that effort to go ahead and bring General Bray, who served under Colin Powell, back in to acknowledge what needs to be acknowledged in our veterans. And Councilman, just like you brought him out when Andre Smith, who will be recognized this Veterans Day and talked about, who I miss him dearly, whatnot, basically calling on you and others to go ahead and participate and bring him back out again. That's Veterans Day proper. He'll be coming out from the 9th to the 12th to participate in activities across the board. The Veterans House, once again, fundraiser for veterans initiatives, Harry, Sammy, forgive me, and then on the other side of the fence, as far as the other initiatives that will be going on. He'll come out, American Legion's Post 10. We're still putting together his agenda, but he's going to be here for 3 days to go ahead and promote and Veterans Day activities relative to our veterans. So you'll be hearing from me once again as we're looking to go ahead and bring him back out again. You're still on the books to be reimbursed for bringing Andre Smith back out. Bringing him out the first time for Andre Smith. Have not forgot that. All that will be addressed, but right now we would be doing ourselves a big disservice, dishonor, if we weren't basically at the forefront of Las Vegas' part of the honoring for General Colin Powell.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stanley. For item 28, Ruben De Silva. Haven't seen Ruben in a long time.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ruben De Silva, 1219 Williams Avenue. Great to see everybody, and as the gentleman, Steve Sampson included here, I haven't spoken in front of this board in a while, and it's good to see everybody. And I just want to come and, again, express my thanks and gratitude for the establishment of this commission. I'm back in North Las Vegas for the while, and I'm looking to be an active part of the commission. And on behalf of my fellow combat veterans from the Iraq and Afghanistan war, we've been going through a lot these last few years, and I'm also looking forward to bringing as many of my comrades from that conflict into the fold as well. So again, thank you, council members, and I'm looking forward to being an active member. And again, thank you for the reestablishment of this commission. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, my friend. Good to see you. Well, it says no comment, but if you want the councilman to say
I just want to point out that Mr. De Silva, he's actually a Purple Heart veteran.
Yes.
From Iraq.
Right. He's a good man, good soldier. I have the last card for item 28, and that's Vitra Cruz.
Hi, Council. I just wanted to come up and share my excitement about this. I am a Vitra Cruz, 1919.
Could you just state your name and address, please, for the record?
I was about to. 1919 La Villa Drive, Vitra Cruz.
Thank you.
I'm super excited about this. I'm a United States Navy veteran. I did 7.5 years. I was a military police officer, and I struggled in my transition to get out the military. Homelessness, joblessness, all that. And it was veterans who picked me up. It was Forgotten Not Gone who got me back into college. And it was people like Mikey Kelly sponsoring veterans events and things like that. And from those experiences, we created an organization called the Women's Veterans Company. And we support our women veterans in their transition to civilian life. And like I like to say, we show women veterans how to transition, how to find your happiness and just live a lit life, as us young millennial veterans say. And I think this commission is important because we need community integration, and we need services that speak to younger veterans. We're not, we pride ourselves in not being your grandpa's veterans organization. And we're excited to host a Veterans Day Vet Fest. It's all veteran curated event in North Las Vegas. It is in the heart of MLK. It is at a veteran-owned business. Last year, we were able to put this event on at Squad Beauty, which is a Air Force veteran women-owned business. I'm super excited to say that. But from this, I would just like to encourage you all that I feel veterans, it's not just our job. It is our community's job. And many of us feel that when we get out of the service, we are left to pick up the pieces and figure it out. And I really, really, really would love for you all to buy into our event and just support us. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. Do we have anybody that would want to speak on item 28? The young lady was the last one. We wanted to make sure that we gave everyone an opportunity here tonight under this item to speak, particularly if you're a veteran, because this item is about yourselves and the good work and service that you provided us over many, many years. So if not, we'll close the comment portion of it, and I guess we're up to the portion of making a motion to approve item 28. Council?
Yes. Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make a motion to approve item number 28.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor
Motion
Pro Tem?
approved.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Before we move on to the next item,
yes,
we do have a call that came in
okay.
On the first public forum, so I'd like to connect them.
Okay.
Caller, please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Nathan Atkins. I live at 1421 Arc Dome Avenue.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead and speak. We're here.
Yes, I was reviewing the material on the commission, and one of the things I noticed is it didn't show that there was a requirement for the commission members to be a veteran. I would like to propose that it is important that if they're going to serve on this commission, that they should be a veteran to understand the things that veterans in the communities need. So I would like to stress the importance of making sure that the commission members are veterans.
Thank you very much for bringing that out, sir. Ms. Gibson?
Yeah. Mayor Pro Tem, I would like to thank the caller for calling in. And so certainly as we solicit willingness to serve forms, that will be part of the requirement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. And that item was approved, and I know that if Mayor Lee was here, he would have approved it as well. Moving on. Ordinances, introduction only.
Item number 29, introduce ordinance number 3095, extending corporate limits of the city of North Las Vegas, annexing parcel of land generally located west of Las Vegas Boulevard in the Nadine Peterson Boulevard intersection. Petitioner represents 100% of the area proposed for annexation and providing other matters properly related thereto.
Okay. Next I have city manager's report.
I have nothing to report this time, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could say something, but...
Thank you. So that'll bring us to the second public forum. Now the time for the public to speak on issues that are not on the agenda tonight, but that are within the jurisdiction or control of the City Council. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, and remember, no items raised during the second public forum may be deliberated or acted upon by the city. However, the items discussed may be referred to the city manager or other city staff for action by the City Council at a later date. Madam City Clerk, do we have any, which I know we do, blue cards, written comments, or callers on the line?
I believe we do have some blue cards, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we do have two for the second public forum. And first one is Jeremiah Johnson.
Good evening. My name is Jeremiah Johnson, 6030 South Jones Boulevard, here on behalf of my client Seafried Seafried Industrial Partners. I actually missed item 26. I was on a flight that was delayed 5 times from Reno. So I was hoping I could speak on behalf of them for item 26, the public vacation, if you'd be willing to hear me.
All right, go ahead.
So this is a public drainage easement vacation application for a proposed 38-acre industrial project located at the southwest corner of El Campo Grande Avenue and Nico Way. The aforementioned project proposes a single 780,480 square foot industrial warehouse building with office space at the building corners. Our intent with this application is to modify the existing public drainage easement by making it thinner east and west and longer north to south. The PDE consists of a subterranean storm drain system, which enters the site from the north, extending south to the open air detention basin. Alteration of the system, which in turn warrant a vacation and re-grant of the public drainage easement currently in place, consists of an angle point of the last segment of the storm drain and a thinner and wider detention basin. These alterations do not hinder the performance of the system and in fact would actually improve, while simultaneously working better with the developers for the site plan. The altered PDE will meet all criteria concerning its use, and once the vacation application is approved, we will rededicate the public drainage easement in the new proposed location.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Yes, thank you.
All right, the last blue card is Stanley Washington. Did he leave? Oh, okay, he's still here.
Did I leave? I don't think so. Stanley Washington, 3407 North Civic Center Drive. What it is that I have to talk about now is I'm an initiator with new concepts, have been since I arrived here 29 years ago. We have this entity called the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. It's known worldwide. for its conventions. However, this town is about more than just conventions. It's about parties, milestone parties, and celebrations, as the one you have posted up there right now, the 75-year anniversary for North Las Vegas. What's going to be done about it? Is it just going to be posted, or is there going to be some activities associated with that? That's what the new entity that I'm creating, bringing forward, that I missed Mayor Lee to be here to ask him to be a part of, as well as Carolyn Goodman, as well as Bruce Woodbury, as well as a number of signature names that I've known for quite some time. Okay. I was there at the opening fundraiser for Mr. Wolfson, that was held by Sig Rogich, the Kingmaker. I'll be at the second one that's being thrown. I forget who's throwing it, but guess who's throwing the third one? You're talking to it. So that will basically be centered around a new entity, which leaves billions of dollars on the table. It's going to be called the Las Vegas Party and Celebration Authority. All milestone birthdays, as in Barack Obama's 60-year birthday, as is Wesley Eden's 60-year birthday, the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, who's bringing the Bright Line train to us, the $8 billion project, if they're looking to come to the bond market again. Right? Championship parties, starting with the World Series championship party. Hopefully it's the Dodgers. Okay. Moving on to the Super Bowl championships. Moving on to NBA championships. They come here anyway. If you go ahead and post up, you'll see LeBron and the Lakers running around Fremont Street without the invitation. But what's missing is their thousands and thousands of fans who want to come in here and party and spend money with them. That's the part that's missing. And that's the part we'll capitalize on. And that's the part where I'm asking whether it's the mayors or the mayor pro tems, to go ahead and be a part of this new authority, which will basically engage itself in making sure that all activities are celebrated, starting with the 75-year anniversary of the city of North Las Vegas. Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley. Well, I don't see any other blue cards or any other color cards. So I just wanted, before I adjourn the meeting, I want to thank everyone for making this a very pleasurable meeting for council, myself in particular. And I want to thank our veterans for showing up for this very, very important item, and everybody else for taking their time to be at the council meetings tonight. These meetings are very important, and I think you can see just how important they are by these items on here and giving you the opportunity to speak on them, because, we're here to serve. That's what it's all about in North Las Vegas. So with that, I'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you.